All right. Welcome home, Bitcoin Truth Seekers. It is Sunday, May 8th, 7:45 a.m. here in the Arizona desert. BitcoinDailyView.com got more for you there. Links to indicators that I use and stuff like that. Occasionally update it every few months. All right. So, Mother's Day, because I want to or I have to. Basically, this article is great because it talks about how really it comes down to I have to. Mother's Day because I want to or I have to. Because it's proper or because pressure from commercial entities. Anyway, it's just kind of fun. It just kind of goes to show it's kind of a lighthearted article, but basically that holidays, I mean, everyone loves their mom, everyone this, everyone that. Holidays are great, but mostly they're just a burden. So I'm glad that this holiday weekend's almost over and we can get back to work on Monday and see how the market looks. Okay, so looking at the last hour here in the crypto market world in squares, Luna has been kicking ass. Most other things have not. This is only the last hour. So take it for what it's worth. Luna. Let's check out Luna before we get out of here. All right. Bitcoin trading view, not Bitcoin trading view, Bitcoin trading volume last 24 hours, 3.6 billion. That's not bad. It's above 3 billion, so good. All right. Looking at cryptometer.io, it says 4.3 billion. That's quite a discrepancy there, 3.6 versus 4.3. So let's say it's like, maybe 4 billion, somewhere in there. Not a bad day as far as crypto trading, as far as Bitcoin trading volume explicitly. Good enough. Looking at the spot and derivatives here. So spot trading pairs on the big exchanges all flipping green. That's a good thing. It's a Sunday. It should be low volume because it's a Sunday. It's a holiday Sunday. But we do have increasing volume on the big exchanges. Good enough. Overall, the volume's kind of low, but it is increasing. That's really good. Derivatives, leveraged longs versus shorts. Whoa, this is really wild. This is interesting. Let's check this out. Something I have not seen. Um, I have not seen this before. So Binance is usually number one, and 50 billion is good, 60 is better, 70 is a great day. So 51, basically 52, 51 billion. Not bad, up 34%. That's good. But Kraken coming in at 253 billion in derivatives, so leveraged, longs or shorts. I'm not even sure if that can be correct, but this is really wild. So Kraken, what's going on? Usually Binance is by far more than anyone else, um, and yet I've never. This is crazy. So if that's real, there is something extremely wild going on that is unprecedented that I have not seen in years or ever. I've never seen that much leverage. That much derivatives ever. And especially I've never seen anybody above Binance. So to be 51 billion would be kind of a mediocre but okay day for leverage trades, but this is insane. So I'm just kind of sorry if it slowed me down, but that's just kind of a bit much. So 51 billion would be great for derivatives on Binance, but 253 billion on Kraken, I have no idea what's going on with that. That's nuts. It's either wrong or there's something really far out going on. Okay. All right. Looking at longs versus shorts on Binance, where all the volume is, except maybe not today. Kraken's doing something crazy. 76% long, 23% short for Bitcoin. And then for Ethereum, 71% long, 28% short. So definitely a long bias for both Bitcoin and Ethereum. Although be careful. This is a good moment for exchanges to make a lot of money when they Darth Maul Doji and just basically wipe everyone out. So be careful. That's a lot of optimism right now in a rather flaccid market. So looking at the 45-minute chart here for Bitcoin, doing an upside down Fibonacci sequence, it doesn't mean much. Well, it kind of does, but we have not really begun to recover yet, so it's hard to tell if this is really valid. But if it does stick, we'll just kind of go with that and say, well, here we go. We had some traction here at the 382. We had a little bit of a moment at the 236. So anyway, we'll see. We haven't really begun to see any recovery yet, but this does kind of stick, so we'll keep it there. It may just give us reference. The .5 Fibonacci sequence is right below the 200 moving average on the 45-minute chart, and that would be a nice spot. So if I see a good bounce right here, I would be a little bit maybe ready to long. The thing is that the .5 Fibonacci sequence, that's a good spot to have retraced. If this holds and we start moving up, recover 50% from when this dump started, also across the 200 moving average, then look above that, the 314 moving average is right in the 618 golden pocket. So if we could kind of get a little bit of a sparky moment and kind of come here and like, kind of do something like this and then kind of burst above the 200 moving average and the 314 and kind of hold, or even kind of start going sideways into 618 and then start to find some positive support above it, that would be pretty cool. But like I say, there's not a whole lot. I mean, it's just a possibility, something I'm watching. I might set some alerts for these fibs to be crossed and the 200 moving average to be crossed, because maybe I'll start looking at it. But right now, there's no reason to think that this is not going to start recovering or that this is not going to keep dumping. But let's look at a daily chart. Check this out. It's a daily chart. This is the same fib sequence, and it's just been kind of, dumping. And there's no, I'll remove that because it's you need some, you need more than just one direction for a fib really to have any meaning. But if we do look at a daily chart here, as you can see, the MACD negative, continuing negative, not good. One thing I would note here is that I like the stochastic RSI, and you can see it was oversold here. That did not get us a bump, and it going into oversold again. Will that create a retrace to begin or not? Got to see. We're below the 200 moving average, the 314, the 50, and the 20 WMA. So in general, we're below all important moving averages on the daily, and that's not really groovy. So that's why, I would say I would need to see something a little bit more positive here. Sorry, on the 45-minute chart here to really feel too spiffy about anything. 4-hour chart, 4-hour chart, below the 200 moving average. As you can see here on the 4-hour chart, it's rather easy to, if you wanted to be a little bit creative, I think you could do a parallel channel here. I'll go with it. Let's just for fun. All right. I mean, go like that. And you could almost call that a channel right now. And let's just see. I mean, this is pretty sporadic, but it does sort of reflect. Let's see how that goes. I mean, let's see if we can hold this downwards. Let's see. How about this? If we went like that. No, I think it's fair enough to do like this. And then, of course, let's go like that. Yeah, why not? I think you can kind of call, or even like this might be a good way to do it if you want it. You can play with it. But basically, just take a look at it, and it kind of speaks for itself. If you want to pull it in like this, you could say we're holding a downwards channel of sorts, or you're kind of creating it for reference. I think this is probably a little bit more accurate, really. And you can see we're not quite. Let's see if we can hold the bottom of this downwards channel. The heartbeat in the middle definitely kind of does line up pretty well like this. So these things are always slightly a matter of opinion. So do with it as you will. But we're definitely, and also if you note this, we're pushing the bottom of the RSI cave here, and we need to start bouncing above that. So anyway, guys, just beware, because this 45 minutes, this 4-hour chart is pretty shitty. 45-minute chart. We've been for a while now, as you can see in the 45-minute chart, we've been, giving a good deal back here. And we're also really not anywhere, if you look at the 45-minute chart, we have quite a bit of upwards, movement needed to actually get back to a healthy spot. So if I do a forecast here, it would take about, a 6%, 5 to 6% at least move to get back with the 200 moving average. And even then, one of the problems you run into is when you have kind of some downwards momentum like this, you run into things like this, where even though you get little bursts, still, they don't really last. And one of the problems with that is you're looking at the daily chart here. Ultimately, you've got downwards momentum on the daily, or below all important moving averages on the daily, and also the daily MACD is negative, and that's a big one for Bitcoin. So it's kind of hard to get short-term price action to really stay positive when you have a negative daily MACD that is that negative. So let's look at a 3-day chart. 3-day chart below the 200 moving average between the 21 between the 20 WMA and 200 moving average. So here's the thing. I mean, really kind of a weak place you don't really want to be. It's kind of bouncing between the 200 and the 314, and that very well could happen. So be careful about that. Looking at the 3-day chart, we do see the stochastic RSI here is bottomed out, but as you can see, it recently hasn't really necessarily played out as a move up. Anyway, the daily, I'm sorry, the 3-day MACD, dreadful. So 3-day MACD is negative. Daily MACD is negative. Let's look at the 12-hour MACD. How does that look? It's negative also. How about the 2-hour MACD? Just for some immediate price action. 2-hour MACD, still negative, could be tangenting towards the positive, but we're below all important moving averages on the 2-hour chart. So anyway, it's pretty darn weak Sunday, and we're coming in at 34,400. So just beware. I think that ultimately, even though you want to get alts that move against Bitcoin, that move against USDT or USDC, it doesn't really matter. Well, it does matter if you can hop in and make some gains, of course, do. And if you're a shorter, then maybe this is your territory. But right now, I'm not really, if I had to be there's no move I'd make with Bitcoin right now other than I'm hedged out some, of my long-term hodl, definitely hedged out. This is weak crap right here. On the 45-minute chart, that's just not too positive, and we're only getting worse right here. So not to try to be overly positive on this Sunday, but there's no reason to have any optimism right now as far as Bitcoin recovering, doing a pump, and it's no more really at the same time I wouldn't say that it has to do anything. It's doing its own thing right now. When you have times of extreme volatility like this, I oftentimes think it's time to do your hobbies. It's time to just do anything other than worry about it too much, because really Bitcoin kind of needs to get out of this downwards momentum before one is trading it. And I'm not necessarily positive as if I would really even short it right now. So if we go here, it's a 4-hour chart, pulling a lot of time. You can where are we right now? Yeah, see, it's a 4-hour chart starting way back like 19th of July, actually, 20th of July 2020. So we're pulling a lot of data here, and some might say that this move here would invalidate this, but I don't think so. So it's a lot of data, and you can see we have hung out before here in the 618 pocket. That's a good spot to bounce. We kind of approached it, almost wicked down to it here. Of course, we certainly could get there again. And if we did, that 618 pocket is like 29,000 to 31,000, and we certainly could see ourselves there again. And I'm just not seeing any, anything powerful in the chart to donate to. I mean, if anything, the chart's probably more prone to dump than pump right now. But let's just see what happens. Stochastic RSI and the Lazy Bear, stochastic RSI, and we've been oscillated by Lazy Bear would kind of show a turn up on the 4-hour chart. S&P binary candles are negative. Directional index is still in the red. Squeeze indicator is beginning to lessen downwards velocity. KRI is still negative and tangent towards the negative. So, in my opinion, we're just kind of in no man's land. I just wouldn't try too hard today. Really. Let's see what happens. Let Bitcoin find a direction. And it could be up or it could be down, and then let's play that. Looking at this character here, I kind of like him, but I can't quite see how I can see what he did, but he was taking the RSI and he was taking around like 35 on the RSI and showing where when we've hit it, we did have moves up, but not all of them are that powerful. So let's just see. I'm not necessarily convinced that this is good, but it does make a point, that we could, I think, go down to that 618 golden pocket, which is like between 29,000 and 31,000. We could visit that again. I don't see why not. There's nothing particularly perky with the chart that would show that that could not happen. On Friday, we did see the ruble, which has been kicking ass, take a little bit of a dump, but we'll see how that plays out on Monday. And other than that, what else? Oh, we wanted to look at what was that? Forget it. Who cares? We're actually, we're missing one thing. Missing one thing here. I wanted to look at, where's that one? Here we go. Okay, so looking at the top 100 here, cryptos, Bitcoin's coming in at 34,459. Looking at most of the top 100, they are all in the red, and that makes sense. Chain, XCN, don't know anything about it, but it's up 9.9%. And anything else in the top 100 really look interesting? Nope. Pretty much top 100 are all getting hammered. Leo token is in the green, but 5%. Chain, I have no idea what that is. XCN. Anyway, there you go. It's Sunday. It's a pretty weak ass Sunday. And let's just see what happens. I wish I had more, to tell you, but I mean, really, the market it's just it's pretty darn weak. So I won't belabor this. I'll cut this off here because there ain't much to say about it. There's we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I could look at one thing real quick here. I actually put this together since we're all hanging out here. Oil, I think it's like U.S. oil, U.S. oil spot. Let me just put this chart together real quick. I know it's the weekend, so some of this does not really matter, but U.S. oil today, actually on Friday, was like 106. Dollar strength index is that open today? It was continuing to dominate. S&P 500 closed with a very, very Darth Molly doji on the 6th on Friday. Tech one, the U.S. Tech 100 was continuing to a downwards move. Gold is open right now. No, it closed with a rather indecisive green candle, and silver was dumping too. So let's see what happens, guys. The market is weak, and I just myself personally, I'm not going to try to guess what it's going to do. I'm just going to let Bitcoin do what it does, and we'll see what happens. I really looking at this many different ways. I don't see any reason why it's going to dump any more than pump. Although what I can say is, though, looking at these the daily chart, I mean, the daily chart is just not strong. With that daily MACD so negative, I would not expect any short-term price action that gets a little bit sparky to really continue. And then, the 3-day is exceptionally crappy too. That's a very strong negative MACD. And a place that I do not really want to be is especially coming down in the chart to then start bouncing between the 314 and the 200. I would not want to be there because I would expect eventually that to just give up. So anyway, guys, there you go. I would just say, depending on what your risk tolerance is, etc. We were riding this 200 moving average. I was hoping to see a bounce off that on the 3-day chart, but obviously it's not happened. We've gone below it. We've gone a good deal below it. Daily chart sucks. Below all important moving averages. So Bitcoin, in my opinion, really, it's kind of out of the game right now as far as making gains. And just chill. And I would just say, not financial advice, entertainment purposes only, but if you're a dollar cost average person looking for that dip, be careful, because eventually you can buy that dip right to bankruptcy. So I will just say what I'm doing is until I see a positive Bitcoin, until Bitcoin says, look at me, I'm positive, here's reasons to and TA to see that I am positive, which one of the first ones is straight up is here. It's going to be a break above the 200 and 314 moving average abruptly, and then support above, and not weak ass support above like this crap. So let's just see what happens. There you go, guys. Sorry about that. Nothing incredibly positive to say. Nothing. Is there any alts that are interesting whatsoever? Let's look at Doge and SHIB real quick. Doge, USDT. How's Doge looking? Yeah, Doge is pretty much just an utter crap chart. Nothing to see there. How about SHIB? Yeah, SHIB just continues to give it all back. Anyway, guys, there you go. Sunday is completely flaccid. The market is pure shit. Go fly a kite. You know, I don't know. Go see if you can enjoy Mother's Day, and take care. And I'll see you Monday.